Hello. We are
Hello.
here on my channel. So I was all booked for the amazing Readathon sprints. I just lost all of my words in every single language. Draco, can you not bite me?
Listen,
okay? That's rude.
Every chatty bit I have at least 3 times that I have to go, wait, what's that word?
Yeah.
What's that word again?
I'm being attacked by a demon. A demon. So we're just gonna go with it. Neva and Margaret, introduce yourselves. What are you reading? What team are you hosting? Or producing or whatever?
What are we doing?
I'm Neva. My channel is Reading with Neva. What do I do on my channel? I do vlogs when they get posted.
When they get posted, what a mood.
At some point I will have a new TBR game coming out because mine has been ridiculously chaotic this year. We're not gonna talk about it. Okay, thank you. And I do sprints. I do sprints a lot. I do sprints twice a week. Thursdays with Nicole. We stream to both of our channels, and Saturdays with myself at 2 p.m. Central Time, which is 3 p.m. Eastern Time. That's what I do on my channel. That's about it. And occasionally my she's 7 now. My 7-year-old, and she's only been 7 for 2 weeks. Okay. Occasionally my 7-year-old pops in and then insists on saying hello. So she's sleeping right now, so you won't see her. And
that's what you think.
And now, and also occasionally my boyfriend might pop up over there. He likes to show his face occasionally, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, Ryan.
I'm reading for Team Fantasy.
Boo. I mean,
sorry. I was reading for Team Sci-Fi on the first leg, you know. So.
Yeah.
So I miss you. But reading for Team Fantasies, I'm reading Slaying the Shadow Prince. Apparently, this is a mortal enemies to monster lovers romance. Good so far.
I'm sorry. Mortal enemies?
It says mortal enemies to monster lovers.
That's a twist.
That's what it says. And this dude is definitely a shadow daddy. Like, just go look at the cover. Like he's
I did look at the cover.
Very well.
We love immortal enemies to lovers.
Yes.
Like mortal enemies. Like, all right, you know. So far it's a fun time. I'm also diamond painting this godforsaken Lala that I'm about to put away because now that Loki is like kitted up, now all I'm thinking about is doing the Loki painting. So Lala is about to get put on the back burner.
Love it. I'm Margaret. I'm the word nerd. I read a little bit of everything, but primarily fantasy. I do a lot of TBRs that I don't follow. They're just there to get me motivated. I've started doing a lot of like project vlogs, themed vlogs, those kinds of things. And I am just basically always talking about books. Did I already say I primarily read fantasy? I don't know. It's so
that was so long ago, I couldn't even fucking tell you. Like,
if I didn't say my favorite genre is fantasy, it is. I am the evangelist for our Lord and Savior Percy Jackson and our Lady and Savior Vanya Schmidt. So
we're gonna breeze past the Percy Jackson.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You read it, and that's the important part. You didn't have to love it.
That's fair.
And also, I am now role-playing's biggest fan. So there's that as well. I'm currently reading Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield. Yes, Armfield, and I am reading for Team Spooky right now.
Is it just me, or does anybody else read that as Our Lives? Every time I'm like, it's not it.
I can see how that would happen.
And
I've been typing it so much recently. I'm like, yep.
Yeah. I'm listening to Ashes of the Sun by Django Wexler, and every time I write it out, Ashes in the Sun. One day.
Yep.
One day. What words are?
shortened it at this point to our wives because I'm not typing that whole thing.
That's valid.
Nah.
That's valid. All right, let's go through some of these because I'm not going to be here super long because it's 9 o'clock and a bitch is tired at all times. So, hello. Cute kid. He's gorgeous. He's a demon. His name is Draco.
I mean, what did you expect considering who you named him after?
Exactly. Hello. 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 How are you? Can you tell I have toddlers? Get out of here with the dragons. Like I love and support every team, but like, yes, team sci-fi. That is the correct answer.
We had quite a few sci-fi earlier in my sprints too.
The Shining. That is an undertaking for a sightseeing prompt.
But if it's gonna get you points, do it.
Yes. I read one Stephen King book and quickly realized that Stephen King is not for me. Also, I'm a little bitch and I'm terrified of everything. So
I have read his writing book, which I do think is a really it's a thought-provoking book. Haven't read any of his fiction yet. Eventually I will.
Like I read Mr. Mercedes, which is a thriller, and that was too much for me.
So, I want to read that one.
It was decent.
That's the one that no, is that the one or is the other one the one where the character's an author and they've been kidnapped?
That's a different one. This one is the guy drives his Mercedes into a group of people and kills a bunch of people, and it's a lot right at the very beginning. And then he's gonna do it again. And the guy is like deeply messed up. Also another TV show by Stephen King. So yeah. Speaking of not posting vlogs, I did a vlog for that in December. That has not gone up yet. So one day.
Listen, I am the queen of saving my vlogs. I just posted my Taylor Swift vlog from last May.
Yeah, I've 2022. I asked a bunch of booktubers for like their favorite books for like what they're known for. I asked Kayla from Books and Lala, Madison from Princess of Paperback, formerly, but now by Madison
Fox.
Gavin from Gavin Reads It All, formerly, like this is back when they changed, before they changed their name.
Before it was still How to Train Your Gavin, which is why I followed Gavin, because I loved that name.
So like I think two other people, 2022. It has been years now, and I have the vlogs done. I just need to edit them. So one day.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello, Iron Flame. I need to read those two. Honestly, The Alienist. I don't know what that is, but that sounds cool.
I think I feel vaguely familiar. I've heard of it before.
That's honestly every book except Empire, because I've read that multiple times.
Zoe, if it makes you feel any better, I started the Reading My Friend's Favorite Books project. You want to know how many of those have actually got up? 1.
I was gonna guess 1 or 0, but I had
2000. I started in 2022. It took me like 6 months to get Michelle's up from Michelle's library, which I don't even think she posts it to YouTube anymore. And then I attempted to do Rise last year during Amazing Readathon, and I looked half dead by the end of the vlog. And I was like, I can't post this. This is just like. And I've been working on Brianna's since November, and it's still not done.
I feel slightly less bad for not sending you mine.
I'm saying really means nothing.
Because I have it mapped out into Todoist. Brianna's is supposed to go up at the end of this month. We'll see if that happens. And then Brooklyn's is supposed to go up at the end of next month. And then Brittany's is supposed to go up at the end of the month.
You're just doing all of the B's.
So you mean like
Bitter Wheel.
The end of next month, but 2025? And then the end of the month after that, 2026.
Exactly.
That's what my schedule is like.
They'll be like a year apart. You know what I mean? And people will be like, "What is this project that you were doing?"
Yep.
Actually, people still watch like the announcement, but I think it's because in the thumbnail, I'm going like this.
Yeah.
So I think it's some like Pretty Little Liars thing or something. I didn't think about when I
said the finest. Do it. Let's see. Sightseeing in Buenos Aires. Beautiful. Hello. Oh, wrong description. Margaret, how could you?
My bad. Let me go get the correct link.
Honestly, would have never noticed. Even if I clicked on it, it would have not clicked in my brain. Because that's
You're like,
brain cells.
this isn't my channel. Weird. I was supposed to be here.
Yes, that's also what I'm trying to do. I need to finish this damn book. Every time I start listening, something else happens because nothing and no one is more chaotic than toddlers.
No.
Like, Brie, take notes. Honestly. The whole never let them know your next move trend that was happening. Toddlers.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I have a friend that she had 3 under 3 at one point. No,
that was
3 under 5.
We had 3 under 3.
Yeah. And it was entirely because she was relying on breastfeeding as her birth control for the second child because it worked really well with the first one. Like, to the point that, like, she had to go to the doctor because she wasn't getting pregnant afterwards.
Yeah.
I believe she was pregnant like 3 or 4 months postpartum with baby number 3.
See, my quickest one was 6 months, and that was that was too soon.
I mean, it is an option. Maybe not the best option.
Sightseeing. Let's get lit. Yes.
Let's see it.
That is going to be my hashtag Friday night after bed. Listening to Here We Go Again for Team Romance. Well, you know, this whole sabotage thing where you don't know if the producers are going to be helping or hurting. Like, I can't tell you to, like, slow down because you could be hurting and it could work in everyone else's favor.
Mm-hmm. Potentially.
This hurts. I don't know what to do. I'm like stuck in limbo here.
As producers, we also don't know what to do.
I know. That's
doing the best we can.
I'm taking Shay's philosophy, which I'm going to read like I'm helping.
That's
and
what I'm doing too.
If some incompetence on my part means I don't help, my bad, guys. I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Shadow Daddy.
Sorry.
Yes.
Like, I'm sorry in advance. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
But all of my control has been taken from me.
Yep.
It's like you've been handcuffed to the books. Can't do anything. Some sightseeing for Team Fantasy. No, you're not. Don't do that. Hello. Team Romance. Astrid Parker doesn't fail. That sounds intriguing. I like it. I love books with the titles like that, where a character doesn't do something, or like life Chloe Brown. The Brown sisters.
Such fun titles. I love those books. I have the special Illumicrate editions of them because they were just so good.
Yeah. Oh, Ace of Spades.
This is a
great book.
Yeah, Ace of Spades.
I need to read her new one.
That's
a pretty good one.
You know what? From a fellow Zoe. No. Wrong team. Wrong team. Okay. Love Redesigned and
I hope you love Redesigned. I loved that book. I was like kicking my feet, giggling the whole time.
See, I have one Case and Calendar book, but that's been on my TBR since BookCon of 2019. But then I got it, and then I saw all the trigger warnings, and apparently there's a lot of like kids being harmed and dying because of like how shitty the world is. And that was when I got that the day that I found out I was pregnant the second time. So I was like, I can't do that. And then had the miscarriage and then the 3 kids. And every time I was like, you know what? I think I'm ready to read this. I remembered. And I was like, no, I gotta wait till my kids are all adults. Because like that's just
read a different one. You sure?
What did you make for dinner? That's the real question. Just finished Our Wives Under the Sea. I almost said Our Lives Under the Sea. Okay, this is a fucking problem. This is a problem.
Oh, nice.
Reading Doctor Who. I need help. I read that as the rise and fall of doo-doo, not Dodo.
I mean, considering you had a Picasso incident.
Listen, I'm still traumatized. But this is extra bad for me because my nickname as a kid was Dodo because my brother and I couldn't say Zozo. So, like, I'm struggling out here. Hello. No team fantasy, but, like, have fun. But slowly.
Ooh.
Okay. Alice in Borderland. What is that? That sounds
I
fantastic.
believe it's a manga.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
so. But I think it isn't like an Alice in Wonderland like horror.
Oh,
Something like
that
that.
sounds less intriguing because I'm scared already. Because I could see how that could get real messed up real quick.
You said I'm scared already.
Speaking of Misery, Kathy Bates did a great job in that movie, but I will never watch that again.
I think.
I'm looking at the wrong one because that's a TV show.
Misery?
I remember that TV show.
Are we talking about Alice or are we talking about Misery?
Sorry, no, I was talking about Alice in Borderland.
Yes.
Japanese suspense manga series.
Natural Beauty.
Nice.
Yes. Hello. Ashes of the Sun. Yeah, I'm really liking it so far. The audiobook is really good too. My Dark Vanessa. That is one of those books that I will never read, but will probably look up what the full synopsis because I've got FOMO and I'm a nosy bitch, but it's just not like My Little Life. I looked up what it was about, like beat for beat, because I wanted to know what the hype was about.
Yeah.
And even the synopsis was too much for me. Like I almost went and called a therapist after because I was like, this is heavy shit.
The author did that on purpose too. Yeah. Anyways, I feel like My Dark Vanessa is a good one that like you can find some really good videos diving into it and doing all of that for you too.
I feel like it's a good like video essay topic.
Like I totally hate that the author had to be like, no, this happened to me for her to be able to justify why she wrote that.
That's garbage. Like it's art is subjective. Like you should be able to talk about hard things in art without having gone through it yourself and without having to
like out
it. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like you don't need to do that.
To like out your own trauma to
exactly
write things. That's weird.
Exactly. Jess also bad at vlogging. No, that's a good idea. I've got my camera right here, trying to remember to vlog. I did a clip just before midnight on May 31st, and then 4 days later, I remembered to do another clip.
I still need to go and redo one of the clips, or not read, but actually record one of the clips for the prep that I was doing for Amazing. So,
to be honest with you,
no one will know.
Mine goes so long usually that like I understand like you see me like 2 seconds after the last vlog clip, but sometimes it goes like 2-3 days. Yeah. And then I have to go rewatch the vlog clip that I made prior to make sure that I'm not repeating a whole bunch of crap that I already talked about. And then almost always I have to do some kind of like a recap. I have to say like, oh, yeah, I know last time I was here, I was only 5% through this book, but now I'm 35% through this book. You know what I mean?
See, I don't even go back and watch the last thing. I just start talking and I'm like, future me can figure this the fuck out because I'm not doing it right now. Like, yeah. Who's got the time?
That's my thing is it's like I will say I don't worry about whether or not I've said things twice because sometimes I will hit it the first time and get it right. But sometimes the second time ends up being a better place for the vlog or it sounds better. And then I decide from editing which works best.
Like I can just start cutting shit out.
I'm so bad at editing that I prefer to be able to just like watch it through and like speed up what needs to be sped up and then just put the shit up. I'm gonna be honest.
That's also very valid.
I'm terrible at editing. Like it's the one thing that I don't know how to do very well, not even a little. And I feel like I can't even like half-ass edit. You know what I'm saying? Like you either gotta go big or go home. So half the time I'm just like, oh, this looks good. If anybody says anything, oh well. And then it goes up. And it's usually not edited.
I'll be honest, 90% of editing is just being able to do a jump cut.
Yep.
Which
Truly?
I'm great for those.
Like I'm learning how to do like so many little things every time because I'm like, you know what, maybe let's up the production value. We've been here almost 7 years now. Like let's figure our shit out. But then most of the time I'm like, no, just leave all the bloopers in because I can't fucking be bothered to get rid of them.
That also kind of is your brand though. That's part of what people like, that you leave that in.
That's true. I excel at making fun of myself. That has
we
been my
probably should go to therapy for that one.
Yeah, I literally will be like, I'll literally screw up a sentence that I said and be like, well, that's not what I meant. And they continue talking. And then when I go edit it, I'm like, well, she's going to stay in there.
Right? Like, this is real. This is me.
Like, unless I specifically, and this happens in sit down videos, I will specifically say, like, cut out everything you just said to this point. And then when I go into edit, this happened on the last video I uploaded. There was a big chunk that I needed to refilm. And I knew that if I didn't make it very obvious that I had redone that part of it, it would just go up the way that it was. And so I literally said, cut out everything you just said. That's exactly how I said it. And so when I went to edit it, I forgot I had done that. So when I went to edit, I was like, I was like, what is this terrible voiceover? Like, what is happening? And
so real for that.
So I was like, all right, cool. It honestly reminded me of a part in a series that I don't really talk about on the internet. Y'all know what the series is, where there's a memory that's remembered and it's been tampered with. And it's like, he just puts like this loud, like, booming audio over the top. That's what it reminded me of. I was like, oh, I need to cut out everything I said. So then I did that, and then we continued on.
That's so funny.
Heartless Hunter. Every time I hear this, I think it's Heartless, like the Alice in Wonderland prequel, like origin story. And I'm disappointed. But Heartless Hunter, that also sounds fantastic. You know what? Anybody that gets up TBRs and wrap-ups and vlogs and whatever on time, superhero.
I just recorded a tag for Friday. It's supposed to be a vlog day. We're going to do a tag.
You know what? Whatever.
Speaking of, and I also, like, answered one of the questions halfway, because it's like, what's going on with your channel then and versus now? And then was like, hey, this needs to go back with question 4.
Yeah, like, honestly, it's too much work to do things properly. Like, we're the veterans here on BookTube at this point. Like, so many people have stopped and we're still here just dicking around. Like, you get what you get. See, I feel this. Contemporary romances, and then you need to switch it up with some monster dick. Like, it is what it is. Yeah, Instagram updates. I switched to doing mostly like Reels and TikToks and YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
I can do those in 5 minutes with the kids screaming in the background. But videos, I have to wait until the kids are asleep, and by that time, I'm just exhausted, and I'm like, I don't feel like doing this.
Nope.
So I'm not gonna do this today. Yes, you made the correct choice. That's one of my host favorites. So underrated. Demon King. Everybody go. Yeah.
Everybody go read it. That's what she's trying to tell you.
Thank you. My mouth just stopped. Margaret screamed.
Weird, because I only had one come up when I was looking for it.
I'm pretty sure that's entirely my fault because I had them name the same thing. I forgot to change the name. It just me being a dumb bitch at all times.
Let me see.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. My bad. I'm so sorry.
But like mostly and 100% my bad. This is a mood. There's so many options for sightseeing that like it's hard to figure out what you're going to do next, especially if you are an idiot like me and I put a 10-book series into the sightseeing prompts and I did not plan it out properly, so I could not read the order if I wanted to do it the way I was going to do it. And then I realized that I switched the order and half the books for my sightseeing prompts don't work anymore.
Oh no.
So we're just fucking winging it out here.
It doesn't give you dates. But I'll figure out how to check that for the next time I do this.
I mean, me personally, I didn't even pick like possibilities really for a sightseeing prompt, except for the 500 plus page one, because I knew that I was going to work on Magnolia Park's long journey, or whatever the fuck it's called, the long way home. That's a bubble front. I don't know. Magnolia Park's 2. Okay, I knew I was going to work on that all month, but otherwise I was like, well, I'll just start at 500 and then we'll see how far I get. Like with the 500 point, to see how far I get.
Yeah.
Started reading If You'll Have Me, a sapphic graphic novel. That is beautiful. Not alliteration, but
illustrated.
Like, whatever. Words are so hard. We're gonna ignore the fact that I have a whole ass English degree and just move on. Quick 400 points, yes, but that's not Team Sci-Fi.
Ooh, I like that one.
I don't read manga.
Yeah.
So like I've seen all these titles, but like I don't know. Oh, you're always reading for the teams. Okay, then you're not on Team Sci-Fi right now, so don't. Just don't.
Yeah, don't read.
Yeah, letting the team vote, so it's like you did it to yourself. Just oh, I love it. Sightseeing for Team Fantasy. 3rd sightseeing book. Damn. You guys are doing fantastic. Vanessa coming through with the Rex. Yes. Manga that's also a TV show. So you were right.
Yeah.
They have to play death games. Not
really related to Alice in Wonderland.
What the hell? That's ridiculous. 5 stars. Yeah, the trigger warnings. That's some heavy shit. Yes, that's exactly where I think I would be. I feel like that's where a lot of people are. Okay, see, yeah. That's the thing. Like, I have a psych degree too, because reasons. So I go into a lot of things with that kind of mindset, and sometimes it ruins it for me, but sometimes it makes it better. But I never know going into it.
It can be really fun to analyze books in a certain way sometimes.
Yeah.
I do this too.
You're so real for this.
I'm not even gonna lie. You'll never know when I do it, but I also will like say like I'll finish a book, right? Because I finish books a lot at work. That's the thing. And I can't film at my job. Like I probably could, but like it feels really weird.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Filming at Taco Bell. You know what I mean? So I will like make a note like on my phone or whatever to film when I get home. And what I'll do is I'll like film myself, like obviously just come home from work and I'll be like, yeah, I made it 50% through the book. And then I'll like change my clothes and like pull my hair down. Like I'll make myself look like physically different, like on the camera, and then come back and be like, yeah, I just finished the book, gave it this many stars. I do this all the time, and it will literally have been filmed like 10 minutes apart.
There are a couple of vlogs where there are updates with costume changes in them.
That's what I'm saying.
Honestly,
we have to do. You know what I mean?
I have fully lost my ability to give a shit. Just again, what you see is what you get. I will probably be in this. Actually, most vlogs, I'm in the same thing the whole way through. Because I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
I don't leave my house except to go to the grocery store and now for like school pick up and drop off. But like PJs and this thing.
Yeah.
The like budget.
It's really funny because like my pajamas are also my like lounging around the house clothes, like my stuff that I like, that's what I wear. So there will be times that I'll be like, oh, I should probably change this before so people don't think I wear the same thing every day, because I'll forget sometimes.
Yeah, like I toss shit in the wash and then as soon as it comes out of the dryer, it goes back.
I'm not wearing hoodies. If it's winter, you're gonna see me in the same hoodie in a vlog. Like it's just gonna be multiple days of me. It looks like I'm wearing the same thing. I swear to God, I've been changing the clothes underneath.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like people probably like when I bought the sweatshirt from Jan's merch. I
Uh-huh.
wore that thing in like every vlog clip I ever made for like months. Like I'm sure people were like, "This chick does not change her clothes. Like she doesn't shower, she doesn't do nothing." Because I was just always in this one hoodie.
Like
I promise you, I washed
clothes, and that's it.
Like I
Hoodies
promise.
are like jeans. They don't need to be washed every time you wear them.
Right.
Exactly. Okay. I need to read role playing. I see everybody reading it, and it sounds fantastic.
You might like it.
Yeah, I need to read this too.
Very fun. It's
like romance.
just know that like go into it knowing it's a slow burn.
Damn it! I hate slow burn. I'm so impatient.
It's
still read it because
it's adorable and hilarious because like they go into the like their relationship starts through this online gaming thing. He thinks she's like 80 and she thinks he's a college kid, and they're both like within 2 years of each other.
that's fantastic. So
And so when they finally meet, it's a comedy of errors.
I like it already.
I had to go read the synopsis because I had convinced myself that this was like an age gap, like reverse age gap romance. And then I was like, wait, they're like the same age almost. And I was like, where did I hear this? But I think it's because that's how it was described. Like I heard you say that. And then in my brain, I was like, college kid, older lady, not 80, but like older than him.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like, my brain just like latched onto that and was like, reverse age gap. You know, that's not what it is.
Yeah, because he's taking classes at the community college because he's been taking care of it's a whole thing. And so she assumes like that's how his group started. And so she assumes he's like a teenager and is like, okay, and kind of almost adopts him like she's his mom, sort of. And the way it's so funny how they meet. And it's like just so cute because she's like, well, shit, now you're actually a viable choice. This is going to make the relationship weird. And so they have to have a conversation about that. It's just, it's
communicating like adults. That doesn't happen in books often.
Oh, then they do. It's fantastic.
Okay,
they communicate like adults. They're his parent. I will say, like, if you like his mom might be hard for some people to read because his mom is very toxic towards him. So like
mom wrote.
It can be either cathartic or triggering depending on where you are mentally.
I will let you know how that ends up because goddamn.
She's also reverse grumpy sunshine. It is reverse grumpy sunshine where she's the grump and he's the sunshine.
No, now like everything you're saying, it's more and more like I need to finish my city book first. Okay.
Yeah, finish the city book. You got to get that done.
I'm going to respectfully, politely ask you to shut the fuck up.
You're not on my team. Don't get it done. Forget it. Read role playing instead.
You are encouraging cheating. Bree, do you hear this shit? Banned. Kicked from the Discord server.
I mean, technically it's not cheating as long as you don't try to put in your sightseeing
You can enter it, but you should read it anyways.
True.
But you can still read a sightseeing book.
You know what? You're trying to stop me from getting points for my team. That's
yes,
what's happening.
We are.
This is
we absolutely are.
Saboteurs. Oh my goodness. This is awful. You know what? I'm jealous. Slept like a log today. I tried taking a nap. And that was our first diaper incident.
Oh God.
Listen, I tried to take a nap and then Ari needs 1,500 things. Like she will have needed nothing from me all day.
Yep.
And then I will lay down and she'll be like, "Are you sleeping? What are you doing, Mom?" And I'm like, "I'm trying to take a nap. Can you please be quiet?" Just go, "Well, I need 15 snacks. I also need 12 cups of water. I can get these things myself. I need you to do it."
Yeah, because it tastes better when you do it.
Great.
Well, listening to the day she cried. Third sightseeing prompt. Damn.
I wish I could read like that.
Hello.
Right.
Emotionally damaging books. See, I used to, but now I am just emotionally damaged and I cannot do that. Greetings and hellos. where do we submit our spreadsheet?
I know where it is. I just don't know where it is. You're gonna go to the cities thread on the Discord is where you would submit the spreadsheet for. No, am I saying the correct thing, Brianna? Am I dumb? No, that is okay. Yeah.
My God.
Brianna's on the other side of the computer screen, like questioning whether or not I should have been a producer and also cackling at the same time. I am sure. If it's the city prompt, it is under the cities tab. So you'll want to go there. And then if it is
detours are also under your cities tab.
Yes.
Yeah, detours are also under your cities tab. If it's sightseeing, it's under the sightseeing tab. All right. So, and I don't think because we're not in Discord, so I can't link you directly to that thread. But yeah, it's a Google form. If you're looking, oh, okay, I don't know the spreadsheet. If we're looking for the spreadsheet for the GRC tracker, that is under links. I might be answering the wrong question entirely.
I'm gonna let you take the lead on that one because
it's a long month, friends.
I'd be more lost. It's late.
I'm okay with Discord. I'm not great with it. Jess is the Discord wizard.
Yeah. This is true.
Discord, what's that?
I don't know her. Never noticing people. Yeah, I don't notice either. But like I've had people comment and like even like family members in real life be like, "You're always wearing the same shit." Like,
yeah, I have people do that to me too. Like people I live with, they'd be like, "Why are you wearing the same hoodie?" And I'm like, first of all, this is from Jan. Okay, so that's first. Also, it's not your business. Like I took a shower.
Things get washed. Like, geez, like, you're not watching a 24-hour live stream.
Well, my brother did something the other day because I was walking around the house in my amazing Readathon hoodie, and he was like, "Haven't you been wearing that for like 3 days?" And I was like, "Is it your business?" No.
This is news to me.
Yeah, it is on KU.
What? It has the audiobook.
Yeah. Okay. I need everybody to know that my dumb bitch levels have exceeded my capacity to be okay. I am literally sitting here circling this comment on my screen with the cursor. Like anybody else can fucking see it.
You know what I did the other day was I pointed at something on the screen while I was talking on a live. And my brother was sitting, well, he's not here right now, but he was sitting right here and he was like, "Babe, they can't see what you're pointing at." And I was like, "Please be quiet."
This happens every time we play D&D.
When
I'm DMing, every time.
I'm like nodding along. Like, yep, you can see this. This is not a FaceTime. But anyways, we're just... Okay, Bree, settle down.
It does fit the city prompt. If
I
you guys
am 50% through my audiobook right now. I am not fucking switching. I can't do this. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, listen, I had to start a new book this leg.
We don't support this kind of chaos. There's a lot of chaos happening, but I feel like this was something shady. I'm doing it again with the circling. Jesus.
It's for you. It makes you feel better.
Soon so I can go take a power nap. Second night stand? Yes. Spreadsheet is for a personal tracker. Is this where the confusion was? Does this clear things up?
Yeah. So you'll submit in the form that is in the cities thing. If you're looking for the personal tracker for your GRC, that is in links.
Yeah. I 100% was like, did I miss something?
If you don't see it, look again because it's there. Ask me how I know.
How do you know? No.
I asked Brianna where it was, and she was like, "Margaret, don't be that person.
You know what?
Use your eyes.
You should reread role playing. Cute and informative.
Yeah.
Interesting. Where does the informative come in?
it has a lot about demisexuality because the male main character is demisexual, but they're both Gen X, so he doesn't know that that's a thing.
Interesting. Interesting.
He is demisexual?
He's demi and he's bi.
Listen, we love a strong bi male character. I'm sorry, I just don't feel, as a person whose last relationship was with a bi man, I mean, he has a lot of flaws, but that wasn't necessarily one of them. I just feel like bi men don't get representation or as much representation. I feel like we see gay men and we see like bi or pan like female characters. Or presenting female characters. I just don't feel like we get bisexual male presenting characters as much as we should.
I agree. This. I thought there was a spreadsheet that we missed, and I was just gonna on the sly try and figure it out.
No, I completely skipped over I just saw the submit. I skipped the spreadsheet. You don't have to submit a spreadsheet. There are people that are using tracking, but you don't have to submit a spreadsheet. That's Margaret sabotages Sweet's team. Is it really sabotage if it's accidental? I think that's more incompetence.
Oh, this is so real for this. Dog training every time. You know what? That's fantastic.
When I still had to wear a uniform to work because they only provide you with 2 shirts, I would wear tank tops underneath because you can change the tank top out. And then the shirt's still clean because all of the gross stuff got on the tank top. But I have like 3 black tank tops. So I'd be like, people are going to think I'm wearing the same shirt. It's fine.
Yes. Never let them know what you're actually doing. Yes.
Wait, is Serpent and the Wings of Night dual point of view?
I have no idea.
Couldn't tell you.
Yana, you've read this.
Well, that's why I asked. Vanessa, this is 100% one of the reasons why I love Pucking Around. Because we had very strong bisexual male presenting characters in Pucking Around.
You were not about to get me to read a fucking hockey romance.
Please, dude, please. Listen, if you want polyamorous, like the best polyamorous rep I've ever seen in my life, as a polyamorous person who's currently in a monogamous relationship, make that make sense. But if you want like the best polyamorous, like I was laughing, crying, throwing up reading this book.
Not hockey.
Like literally, okay, I gave this book 4.75 stars when I read it last year. Like it sat at 4.75 stars because there is a scene in it that I'm not going to say on your channel because I don't want you to get, I don't know if you're monetized, but I don't want you to get demonetized if you are. So there's a scene. And I knocked points off for that scene because for me personally, it grossed me out. Okay. But
I'm so curious.
I'll put it in the private chat.
You all put it on the private chat.
I was just talking to Nicole about this the other day, and I said, as much as I think about this book, right? I feel like I should raise this to I should put it as a 6-star book because I put the second one as a 6-star book. And she was like, maybe you should. So it's now on my 6-star books list because I think about it every day. And when people ask me for this specific scene caused a lot of chaos on my channel. So like
hockey.
I know.
Oh, you're Canadian. You're supposed to love hockey.
Zoe, I hit my hockey romance era after reading Pucking Around because I was like, ew, who reads sports romance? Why would you do that? Ugh, gross.
No, see, it's not the sports romance. It's the fact that high school in Canada, when you have OHL players, when you have semi-professional hockey players in school with you who think that they're God's gift to the earth, and then you've got, in my experience, your best friend genuinely stalking one of them and trying to pull you into it, and then she becomes one of the puck bunnies. You have flashbacks. Okay.
Here's what I will say. There is hockey in the Jacksonville Rays series. I think what sets it apart for me, well, first of all, I know that I enjoyed it because it takes place in Jacksonville, Florida, and so I knew everywhere that they were talking about. Like they were talking about like highways and like beaches, and I was like, yes, I was like eating it up, right? But I also feel like while hockey is a forefront because it's a hockey romance, so like I feel like I need to have hockey in order to appreciate a hockey romance. I feel like I focus so much more on the actual relationship part.
Okay.
Just get the audiobook. If you get the audiobook, then you have the just pay no mind to how long the audiobook is. But if you get the audiobook, it will have the novella that one night and the actual book in it. So you don't actually have to read two separate books. It's all in one. It's a very long audiobook. It's a very long book to begin with.
It's 750 pages.
It's like 754 pages or some shit.
Damn. This is okay. The last
just remember that the novella is at the beginning, and that's like 200 pages, I think.
Okay. That makes sense though. Like for it,
I'm actually glad that they did it that way because I was like, I bought the audiobooks because I was like, why not? You know what I mean? I'm collecting the actual books too. But I was like, I don't like novellas usually anyway. Like novellas tend to get no more than 4 stars for me just because I always feel like I need more crap in them. You know what I mean? But the fact that Emily Rath decided to combine both the novella and the first novel because she suggested you read the novella first.
Mm-hmm.
Background on Rachel and Jake because there's like a meet cute between them that happens in that one night. And if you don't read it, then you like miss that whole bit.
Yeah.
So I just remember that you said you were going to put the thing in the private chat, and I just looked, and I don't know what the fuck that means.
I feel like you don't want to.
I'm going to go.
Do you want me to put it in this private chat if you want me to?
I'm going to Google it. I'm going to
look it up on Urban Dictionary.
That's what I'm going to do.
Why this thing caused chaos on my channel is because I said he'll be right back. He went home really quick to get some stuff. He'll be right back. He's coming back. He's coming back. Go potty. He's coming back.
I told you. You think she's asleep?
Well, she woke up and realized that my boyfriend's not here. And she's like, right, because he sleeps over here on nights I don't work.
Oh.
But it caused chaos. Listen, it caused chaos on my channel because I was talking about it and I was like, I knocked it down for this because I don't remember it being in the trigger warnings. It is. It's in the content warnings. Okay. It is. That's my problem. That's not Emily Rath's problem. And we were talking about it and I had Amy on live with me. And Amy doesn't read smut. Okay. And Amy Googled it and was, I'm pretty sure I traumatized her and I feel terrible.
It's awful. How dare.
And so it caused like a lot of chaos because people were like, well, now we're going to Google it. And I was like, okay. And so now from now on, like when I talk about things, I'm like, if you go Google this, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
Like if you don't know what it is, don't go Google it. But if you Google it, it's
Google at your own risk.
Right.
Which is what Google's saying now.
This is like, it says more about me than anything.
For me, it's a sensory thing.
Okay, that makes sense. But like, I was expecting it to be some of the things. I worked in a factory for a long time, so I've heard some shit.
Yeah, for me, it wasn't even like the act itself. Could I turn it up? I'll turn it back on. Later. It wasn't even really the act itself because I know that people do this thing, like, and I've talked to people about it before, like, whatever. But I think like reading it on the page because I was like, I hope this doesn't happen again. It only happens once, like where this specific thing happens, and it was definitely like a sensory thing for me. It was definitely like,
yeah. I feel like it's a no for me. IRL, I would not.
But if you enjoy doing that thing, that's great for you. I'm not gonna like kink shame somebody for doing it. It's just for me. Like I read it and I was like,
okay. For anybody who wants to know, because I see the thing here, I'm just gonna say it starts with an S and ends with no balling.
I was gonna say I can type it like in the chat or type it in the comments, but I don't know how that works with like monetization.
I know that was
Just
super.
put a space between the words.
Here, I'll just here you go. You ready?
Google at your own risk. And like,
Yeah, Google at your
if
own
you
risk.
are legally a child, don't.
I will not be looking it up. I'm good with the amount of information I have.
That's for the best. For the best. Okay, we should. We're here. We're supposed to be sprinting.
Yep.
Let's do.
Maybe we just jump to a sprint and we come back to the.
We're gonna do. We're gonna
later.
do a solid hour here. Originally I was gonna like, you know what? Let's do 25 minutes, whatever, and then we're just gonna do an hour.
Yeah.
See,
Let's go.
listen. I thought it was gonna be genuinely horrific.
I mean, it's not genuinely horrific for me. It's a thing. It just grosses me out.
Same. I understand that. Like it's like that.
It's like definitely like my autistic brain being like.
It would give me the ick personally. Like I would actually throw up in someone's mouth.
It's like eating like oysters because like oysters are slimy and I can't. Like, no, you know, it's the closest thing I can give you.
That's a smart choice. That's a smart choice.
Probably the better choice.
Why am I getting notifications? It's late. Everybody go to bed. Jeez.
It does happen in Butcher and Blackbird. It does.
Why is this a thing?
I mean, well, like in the BDSM community, it definitely is a thing.
Yeah.
And
Which
also, like in adult videos, it happens a lot too.
I'm done. That's enough internet for me today because my first thought, like thinking about it here, it's like baby bird.
I mean, kind of. Gross.
Good night.
Zoe's
I can't unsee that now. It's the mama bird. We're gonna go to a sprint. So
we should go to a sprint.
This is what I get for drinking a chai latte at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna here we go. There we go. That's the right tab. All right, we're doing it. We're doing the thing. Don't yuck someone else's yum. Yeah, like if you're into it, more power to you. Couldn't be me. Mm-mm. All right, everybody, we will be back in one whole hour.
Beautiful.
Adios. I will see you on the other side. How the fuck do I start this? There we go.
Now boarding flight AMZ 105.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that scared the shit out of me, as per usual. How did everybody do?
First time I used that, it jump scared the heck out of me too.
Yeah.
So,
Every time.
I'm doing math. Neva, do you want to?
Sure. I made it partway through chapter 2. I rolled up Lala. She is put away over here. Wow.
God bless.
Please ignore my obsession with dime paintings because I didn't realize you could see my entire stash over here. Wow. Okay, that's fine. So, I also pulled Loki out so that I can work on him for a little bit because I want to work on him for a little while. So that maybe Brianna gets this before Christmas of 2027. But like it's big. Like look how big it is.
Oh my god. That's huge. That's gonna look so good though.
Hold on, let me see if I can turn my light on. If my light will cooperate. It probably won't because it's a piece of shit, but come on, dude.
You gotta talk nicely to it.
Come on, man. Love me.
You can do it.
It's because like the cord needs to be replaced, and I don't know if I can actually just replace the cord. I feel like I can't. Okay.
Yay, did it. Yeah, that's gonna look good.
It's like as tall as me, but that's fine. I told her that I would make it, but she'd have to frame it. So I can't send this to Utah in a frame. I feel like the shipping would be astronomical.
Absolutely.
So that's what I did. And I mean, Margaret, you really might like this book.
Okay.
It's pretty like I don't know. It's like it's definitely like a KU romantasy, if you know what I mean. But like it's a fun time.
Good.
You know, it's like what I wanted Fourth Wing to be, but wasn't. Apparently me, Margaret, and Brianna were the only ones that didn't get any kind of crap in our versions of Fourth Wing. Yeah, but and also if you do I'm not gonna lie to you, I just went ahead and got the audiobook because it was only like $8 if you download the KU book.
I tend not to read smut via audiobook just because
fair.
Like if I am not in the mood for a smut scene, it's much easier for me to like skip over.
That's fair. That's fair.
So
I forgot that you are one who doesn't necessarily always do smut. I mean, me, I'm the smuttier than
Same.
So it's like I'm a lot more comfortable with it now than I was when I first started reading stuff, and like I'm a lot like there's less that I'm like I can't do this. I can't do. But there are still times that I'm like I'm too ace for this.
Valid.
That's fair. I forgot about that aspect of you.
You're good. I think the hardest part is like the secondhand embarrassment sometimes gets me where I'm like, I was talking about this with role playing where I'm like, I can't imagine being this vulnerable with someone and having this happen.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I'd rather just die.
It's fine.
What did you get done in this?
I read 56 pages and I worked on editing a video.
Nice.
Being a little bitch, but I worked on editing it.
That's a mood. Absolutely.
I might actually get a real video up on Friday. Not that the timers aren't real videos, but
I believe in you.
I have done no content planning for this month. It's a problem.
Yeah. I changed a diaper.
Mm-hmm.
I did some dishes. I put bread in the oven. I made more bread.
Oh, how did it turn out?
It's in the oven right now. It's much better than it was
last night. Yeah.
I called my grandma and I showed her, and she's like, "Oh, very nice." So I got the seal of approval, and then I tried to work on a video. I think I got like 3 minutes in, and about $5 added. So This thing is gonna break. It's I had to restart this video from scratch
Oh
because
no.
it completely fucked up on the laptop, on the computer. Like I got everything working, but then the video was like no. So I'm just under 9 minutes in, and I've said fuck 18 times, and not even 9 minutes. Like that's.
I mean, considering how filming goes sometimes, that feels appropriate.
And like, it's the June TBR talking about the sightseeing prompts.
Yeah.
picked one for everyone. So the chaos of this readathon means that fuck is going to be said a lot.
A lot.
Like a lot. Let's get through some of these because I am actually falling the fuck asleep. I think I fell asleep in my postable for a second, so that was a time. Where were we here? I had it and then I lost it. No, I read smut in public. I was at my nail appointment reading this one.
Listen, I listen to smutty books at work.
Yeah.
With straight face, and people, because
Yep.
I have resting bitch face as it is, right? So people at work will be like, "Hey, dude, are you good?" Because I'm like doing my job, you know what I mean? I'm doing the thing, and I'm just like listening to my book, and it can be the spiciest scene ever, and I don't really make any face, and they'll be like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, I'm listening to my book.
Are you okay? Yeah, someone's getting railed right now. What do you want from me?
I mean, I listened to, what was the one that Bree had me listen to at work?
Priest?
No.
Oh, wow.
No, oh, I know what.
Your Dad Will Do by Kate.
Yes, that one.
She was like, "I dare you to listen to this at work." I was like, all right, cool. So I did. I listened to the entire thing at work, and I worked with men because it was night shift at Taco Bell, right? And the whole, like, I was listening to this book the whole time. And apparently the only like thing that gave me away is the tips of my ears turned red at one point, because one of the guys on the line with me, he looked at me, he was like, that's where they called me Miss G, right? So he was like, "Miss G, are you good?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's going on?" Like, which, like, if you don't know what this book is about, it's basically just straight smut. But it's about this chick who, like, her and her boyfriend, I think it is, like, they break up, or her fiance, they like break up, right? So she decides to go sleep with his dad. That's
As one does.
That's the whole book. So because she's always had like a thing for her father-in-law, which, like, cool, I guess. So she goes and like sleeps with his dad, and that's the whole book. Like, it's just smut. Like, that's all it is. And he's like, "Your ears are really red." And I was like, "Oh, I'm good." I was like, "I'm a little hot, you know what I'm saying? But I'm good." Like, but I did the thing, and I didn't make any like actual face with my face. You know what I mean? So
Your face didn't face. Yes.
I did do part of Priest on audio.
Yeah.
At work. I actually think I read the anointing oil scene. I think that scene happened while I was at work. And then I decided maybe we shouldn't. I mean, it's not as bad as when I was playing Wildfire, like the lead up, or the second book from Icebreaker. It's like Icebreaker and then Wildfire. I forgot that there was smut in that. I don't know why I did that, but I was re-listening to it and I had it playing out loud, like on my break. And it hit like a spicy scene, and I was like trying to turn it off because it was playing over like a speaker in the back.
That is a mistake you only make once.
Kill me now.
My friend Eli was like, "Are you listening to smut?" And I was like, "No." It's like, you didn't hear anything at all. I mean, just move that stuff to my side, but just move it over there.
I read, like, I've read fanfic that was worse, that is smuttier than like some of the, that was our responses, smuttier than some of the romance books that I've read. And like, I don't know what it is about fanfic, but if I'm reading it in a public place, fully like this during the smut scenes, if we get to something that's super cute, I look like a fucking idiot.
That I
cannot contain myself.
Yeah, like this. It depends on where you're reading it. This is the greatest response I've ever seen.
Listen, I took my Kindle, which if anyone's seen my Kindle, in the back of it, I took grandma or my cousin invited me and my grandma to a Jesus event. It was called like Jesus. It was like a Jesus girls' night out, right? So my grandma was like, make sure you bring a book with you because there will be like time in the beginning and then like kind of like intermission-y shit like in the middle. So I was like, all right, cool. So I was like, well, I'll just get my Kindle because it has all my books on it. I don't have to worry about it. My Kindle is covered in smut stickers. My pop socket says reading smut is my therapy. Okay.
I mean, accurate, but
And
Did they try to exercise you?
oh well, see, here's the thing. I took it out of my bag, like facing me this way, right? Which it was like a hockey romance. It was terrible, but it was a hockey romance on the front. So and it was like a cartoony thing. And then I like looked at my Kindle and I was like,
smut for Jesus.
I don't know if this is. I should be reading this in like a thing, right? So I like put it in my lap. So it was like I had like my legs crossed and I had it like in my lap like this. And then I opened the book and like the chapter I was on was called like I'm a bad bitch or something. Because I remember I took a picture of it and I sent it to like the group chat. It's like Margaret and Bree and like a bunch of us are in there.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because I was like, I don't know if I should be reading this. And then Margaret was like, Jesus was a bad bitch. And I was like,
True.
it's fine. You know what I mean? It's good.
True.
So there were a lot. And like my cousin like leaned over because she was sitting next to me and she was like, I'm not, she's like, I understand that like you read smutty books. She was like, just don't let the old women in the back see. So
That
like,
would have added a whole new level to sweating like a whore in church. Like
and I was.
missed opportunity.
I was like, just wait until people see what's on the back of my Kindle.
Oh, yeah. I think
Smut.
Vanessa's right. Like, you have to consider what's on the cover and where you're going to be sometimes.
Yeah.
But otherwise, there's no reason to be like,
Oh yeah.
whatever.
Like, in church, maybe time to reconsider. A playground, give it a think.
Playground, I will reconsider for church.
Here's the thing.
Damn.
Most of my covers, like I don't like the man covers. Like if I can buy, even on my Kindle, like if I can buy a Kindle that's not, or a cover, like a book that has a cover that's like cartoony, or like I know some people don't like that, like adult.
I like them.
The illustrated covers. But if I can buy a more discreet cover that's not like a half naked man on the front, I'm going to. I hate hot man covers. Like I don't know what I own. Okay, I give up this. Like I have one book that's an indie published book that has like that's a hot man cover. And when she said, "Hey, we're gonna release a discreet cover," like this book was given to me, like the hot man cover was for like a book, like a buddy read. And when she came out and said, like, "Hey, I'm doing like a discreet cover," I immediately pre-ordered it, and I have both on my shelf because I was like, I'm not gonna get rid of this book that was gifted to me, but that's also she's an indie author, you know what I mean? But like also it sat where you couldn't see what was on the cover at all because I was like, I can't do like and it's like a motorcycle romance, right? So it's like this with no shirt on and like jeans,
naked man staring at you all the time.
But Ari is convinced that he's Ryan Reynolds. It's not Ryan Reynolds. But if you ask Ari, she'll tell you that it's Ryan Reynolds.
That's adorable. That's fantastic. Yeah, this so true. During university, in class, I was reading just the nastiest shit. It's just.
I just got Slaying the Shadow Prince on KU, so that might get read. It might not.
This any shaming of doing it? No, thank you. No, thank you. Vanessa's off to bed. Good night. That was an hour ago. We're doing great. Good night. Hello. No Team Spooky.
Yay, Team Spooky.
Okay, they never learn.
Margaret, are you on Team Spooky this time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Why I'm reading Undersea Horror.
Zoe's like, you left us. Zoe was so listen. When I went on Team Sci-Fi, like I knew Brittany would be excited, but when Zoe was excited, I was like, I've made it.
We had a good thing going.
I know.
And now whatever.
We're enemies. I know.
Yeah, they never learn. Great.
It was great when it lasted. While it lasted.
I know. So sad.
Nice.
Dinner and walk the dog. That just tripped me out so much. That was like half an hour ago. And I was like, settle down here for a second. My husband just came back from walking our dog. And I was like, why'd you walk my dog? And that's the sign that I need sleep. Because you're not walking my dog. Oh my God. Cemetery Boys. I still haven't read that one, but I've heard good things.
Yeah, I've heard that Aiden Thomas did a fantastic job with that one.
That one got real big on book Twitter.
You did.
Half an hour left. Have a wonderful night and finish that book expeditiously. I'm sorry, what?
A bat.
In the water heater. But the sister's cat is standing. We need more. You can't just drop this in the chat and then go. We need the backstory.
That's hilarious.
I have so many questions. 27% into Barbarian's Touch. That sounds spicy. I want it.
It sounds like it's a nice Planet Barbarians.
I was going to say, I think it's an ice book.
Sold. Let's do it. The question only the bat can answer. Like, so we need to teach this bat how to talk. Is this bat one of the Animorphs?
That is a good question.
Tobias?
Jake.
Is that you? Page 107 of Infinity Alchemist. Oh, yes. So I'm the series, Barbarian's Touch.
Yeah.
Yes. Third sightseeing book, right on time. Excellent. Finished Buenos Aires and 60% of sightseeing. Fantastic. Everybody's doing so amazing. The Book of Doors. Is that what that actually? Okay.
Yeah.
I said the Book of Doors, and then my brain immediately said, no, you're an idiot. That said the Door of Books. So I don't actually know which one is right. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I am a fraud. I don't know how to read. 93%. Mute everybody. Keep going.
Honestly, just go. Just home stretch it.
Yeah. 23% of In a Jam. That one sounded cute. I want to read that one. 45 pages. Fantastic.
Isn't that an Izzy? Is that an Izzy?
I think
In
so.
a Jam? I think it might be. I know it is one of the host faves. I can double check.
I think so.
I was gonna say, let me go actually look because I have a video.
Yeah, it's Izzy's.
Yeah, I have
Izzy's.
a video that's going up, and so I'll just tell y'all what it is because we're on Sprint. So I have a Kindle book. What? No, a Kindle video. And what I did was I took all of the host favorites and I figured out which ones are on KU. For those of us that don't have access to certain books, have access to KU. I did the legwork for you. You're welcome. And there's a couple of them that do not. I think every team has one host that has at least one host favorite KU, but not everyone has one that's on KU.
Yeah.
But I remember
the Lord's work
was one of the ones. Yeah, let me tell you, it took me half an hour to do because I had to look at the graphic and then type it into my phone, and I did it at work. So I had to going between two windows. And I was like, if people do not watch this video, I will literally cry.
You're doing the Lord's work while reading smut in church. You know what?
I do what I can. You know what I mean?
Put that on a t-shirt.
Yes. Start a campaign immediately. Finish the first book. Made it to
Toronto. now to get my ass to Buenos Aires, which I
Yeah.
know I say it.
Thank you.
completely
How like
with accents, and I say it like an American. So
you do?
Okay. No, this book, like I just saw a tweet about how British people shouldn't talk shit to Americans about how we pronounce stuff because of how they pronounce Spanish stuff. And then this book, the narrator pronounces conquistador.
No.
Conquistador.
No.
Conquistador?
Conquistador.
Conquistador.
It's supposed to be conquistador.
No.
You ever say it like that in front of me again, I'm punching you. No, not on camera.
Oh my god.
I almost yelled, but my dad is asleep.
That's not right. No, seeing Toronto up on the screen it makes me think like every time, because I tend to watch like the city drop videos more than once because resident dumb bitch. And anytime I see somebody say Toronto, I'm just like, I know that's how it's supposed to be pronounced. But as a Southern Ontario girly, it's 2 syllables, okay? It's Toronto. That's it. The only other pronunciation I will accept is my yeah. She says Toronto because she's fucking cute. And that's
Cassidy did let us know that we were pronouncing it incorrectly, and you're not supposed to pronounce that second T.
You don't pronounce half the letters, okay?
You said Toronto?
God, Quebec is rubbing off on you guys.
We basically pronounce it spelled like Tronno.
So
Toronto.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now that I know that, I can do it. I can do it now. It's in my memory. I'll forget tomorrow, but it's in my memory now.
Listen, I looked up so many videos on how to pronounce Buenos Aires before I did that timer. I was like, I need to make sure I've got the correct Spanish pronunciation.
Yeah, because you actually like record your own voice over them.
You should have done just like recording another video.
And then there's
you know what I mean?
Who just comes in here and just says it like a true American who doesn't know how to say anything at all. So
hey, our Spanish is still better than the British, so
thank God.
Conquistador. No, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna do it. It's like genuinely saying quesadilla. Tortilla.
Bro. You know what my favorite is when people come through my drive-through. Okay, so come through my drive-through.
No, whatever this is.
Okay, all right. So we have the what is that called? Shit,
tacos.
So we have the chalupa.
Oh no!
I have old people that come through and call it a quesalupa. That's cute.
And then we have the, what is it called? Son of a bitch. Of course, now, like, I will blank it.
Crunchwrap?
No.
Crunchwrap?
Crunchwrap. It's the thing, it's the flatbread with the taco shell in the middle.
Gordita.
Yes, the gordita crunch. Okay?
Gordita?
The amount of ways these people have mispronounced gordita crunch, and then we have to try to, like, figure out what they're talking about. Right? So they'll call it, like, there was a dude that came through last night, and it took us like a good 3 minutes to figure out what the hell he was talking about, because he was like, he called it he kept saying crunch. So at first we were like, well, maybe he means like the crunch wrap, right? Which is
logically, yeah.
So like the crunch wrap, and he was like, no, he's like, it's not the crunch wrap, and he kept saying it so weird, and I can't even think of like how he was saying it, because in my brain, like, it wasn't even computing, like, it was like I didn't know what he was talking about. And so we were like the double stacked taco, well, like, because he was like trying to, like, he was like, you know, it's a tortilla around a taco. So we were like, okay, the double stacked taco. And he was like, what's in that? So we like told him what was in it. And he was like, no, it's not that. It has like melted cheese. And we were like, the gordita crunch? And he was like, yeah. But the way he was saying it, like, it didn't even compute to my brain. Like, I was like, I don't know what he's talking about. What is
I-
happening?
It will not pass. You shall not pass.
I mean, I have days you can be speaking English and my brain still doesn't go. No, one of the somebody attached a clip from the Great British Bake Off show where they were doing Mexican, and I can't even remember how she pronounced pico de gallo. But I was like, there are letters there that don't belong there.
Have you seen that guy on TikTok that I'm telling myself he does it on purpose because I can't. He was making something and he pronounced tzatziki as tize tizaikai. And I just
That's got to be on purpose, right?
it has to be.
That's like
Tize like I'm
It's
so used to like people saying tzatziki,
Yeah.
which is incorrect, but like that's the closest people are gonna get to it because a TZ is weird for most people, right? But tize tizaikai
that's got to be satire.
has to
It
be.
has to be.
No, I worked at Starbucks. That one, the amount of people coming in saying acai for acai.
Oh, yeah. They used to do that at Dunkin' Donuts too.
Mm.
Or they would come in and they would order a chai. They would order it as chai tea.
Oh my god, it's this.
They'd say, "Hi, can I get a chai tea?" And I was like, "Chai is it."
That's not even the same thing. They're not even close.
That's what I'm saying. But they would come in and that's how they would order it. Can I get a large chai tea? And
Every single person.
Short circuit.
No, my
Anyways.
manager, okay, she had this thing where she would pronounce croissants as croissants every single time, right? But then she would turn around and say, "Do you want a double shot of espresso?" And I'm like,
yeah, they do that. They used to do that at work at Dunkin' too.
I'm like, you cannot throw such a thick accent on one word and then turn around in the same sentence and completely butcher an easier word.
Yeah. And it's, you don't know what you don't know. But as I was able to prove with Buenos Aires, is there are videos on YouTube that can teach you and help you figure out how to pronounce.
Store manager, like that's espresso is the thing. That's what we do here. You should know that.
It's not a drink. It's not.
Oh, good lord. Anyways, we tangent. 16% of the Demon King. Excellent choice, honestly. No team general fiction. No, thank you. Not okay. Long chapters. Neva, was it you last year that with the long 40-minute chapters?
I am not a long chapter girly. What the? Why? What?
That was awful.
First of all, I don't need any chapter in any book. I do not give a crap because people will be like, "Well, fantasy has long chapters." Okay, great.
It doesn't
Make
have to.
12 chapters, or do like Stephen King and break the things up into little chapters within the chapter. But do not give me a 63-minute chapter that's just one thing, with no page break, no nothing. Because here's the thing, I can get around Stephen King because his writing style is to do the 60 to 70-minute chapters, but they all have it's mini chapters, right? So it's chapter 1, and then it's 1 through 18, Roman numerals, which I can get behind because at least then I know, even though it's not going to show me on the audiobook, I know that it'll say 1 and then read it and then 2, and so I can stop it if I need
a break. Do
not give me a 60-minute chapter that has no page break, no nothing.
That's a whole ass hour.
This
ain't nobody got time for that.
I can't. It will literally make me DNF a book. I will literally put a book down and never pick it back up if you give me 1,000 hours for one chapter. I'm trying to do it. If your audiobook is 24 hours long because each chapter is 60 minutes, I'm good. You can keep it to yourself.
I was looking for the one book for the sightseeing, the only words on the cover,
Yeah, it's
and
gonna be a hard one.
a book that I had read for my German degree. It was one chapter, the whole thing. There was no break.
What?
It was one.
Absolutely no. I will write.
Well,
People will be like, "Oh, why didn't you like this book?" I'll be like, "The chapters are too long," so I gave up.
yeah.
That is an
Right now
actual
in Chile, I think it was, and
Mhm.
the whole thing was just like one account of this guy's life, no breaks. Fucking awful. Like the teacher trying to assign reading were just fucking hard. He couldn't even say like, you know what? Read the first 2 chapters. It was like, no, I'm gonna find a spot where where like a sentence ends at the end of a page, so you're not stopping mid sentence.
Now I'm more likely. I will say this: I'm more likely to read long chapters if it's in audiobook form because I'm not going to notice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree.
But what was it? Akatar? I think it was when I read Akatar, or maybe Akamath, which I did like Akamath, but like the chapters were ungodly. Like there is no reason.
Mm-mm.
I switched to the audiobook because I wanted to read it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, if I'm falling asleep halfway through reading your chapter because it's taking me 12 years to get to the end of it.
Honestly, if you're falling asleep halfway through reading the chapter, breaking up the chapter is not the problem there. That's the writing.
Could be. But also,
That is entirely the writing.
Listen. I love Akatar and Throne of Glass and
same.
whatever the fuck the other one
Well,
is. Like,
Glass at least has shorter chapters.
I love them, but I will be the first to admit the writing is not
The writing is not great.
great. The books are trash, but so am I.
Listen,
And I own that.
Sarah Janet is like she's like her books for me are like 90 Day Fiance. You know what I mean? I love
like rack.
trashy reality TV because I am a trash panda. So I will just watch it and I will enjoy it. And that's like what Sarah J. Maas books are like.
Exactly.
Trashy goodness.
Same thing here. City of Fallen Angels. Loved it. Is it actually good?
Is it the best in the series? No.
Is that
No.
Cassandra Clare?
But it's
Yeah, it's the 4th book. It's everyone's least favorite Mortal Instruments book, just about.
It's entertaining as fuck. The
Yes.
whole world.
I'm here for all of the drama.
I'm just still like slightly salty that because I read the original trilogy as it was coming out, and my copy of City of Glass says the final book in the trilogy, and that was it. And here we are, 8 million fucking books later in Shadowhunter's world, and it's like, you know what? You saw an opportunity and you took it. I respect that.
I respect it. Got to pay the bills.
But like, new idea is too much. It just it's good.
I respect the hustle.
Margaret.
I don't know. I think that studies should be done on this, though.
I think so too, because as a neurodivergent person, I am demisexual. I also identify as polyamorous, but that's a newer thing that I've come to realize about myself. And
me and be poly.
I can say like the polyamorous part of me, it depends on the other people involved.
Demi poly,
something like that. But because like the relationship I'm in right now, absolutely not. I'm not about to be polyamorous. But also we're in our last relationship era. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
this doesn't work out, it's just gonna be me and some cats. You know what I'm saying? Well, after art moves out. But I'm just saying. But I think it could be because I know a few people that are ace and neurodivergent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people who like I know there's a definite, I mean, I don't know if it's a correlation, but I know that has been observable like observable stuff between the correlation between being neurodivergent and being gender fluid or queer. So it's like
Interesting.
The intersection there is worth studying, in my opinion. And whether or not it's because we are more likely to think outside of the box and outside of society's norms and ignore the rules, that might be, we're just more likely to be able to identify and admit it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do not know.
But it is too late for me to think deeply about anything.
It depends on the book. How invested I am in it.
Yeah, I agree.
Like if Rick Riordan wrote a foreword to a Percy Jackson book, I would read the shit out of that. If it's a nonfiction, I would read the foreword. Wouldn't do that for every book.
Margaret, I thought of you the other day because, well, I think about you every day, but that's awesome. But my brothers asked me to go to the store, no, to the library the other day, and I was like, okay, sure. Like, what do you need me to, pick up? And so they were rereading the Percy Jackson series because my younger brother was like, can you go pick up the first 2 Percy Jackson books? Like, sure. And then the older one went upstairs and like took them from the younger one and was like, I'm going to read these really quick and give them back. So he read them in like a day and a half and then gave them back. But he yesterday so he could get the 3rd one. So he was like, I'm just going to read this whole series. And he said he's going to do all the spinoffs too. But I was like, my friend Margaret would be so proud of you.
Holy shit! There's a lot more comments that came in. I didn't know.
We had some comments come through as we were chatting.
Yes, this I feel like this is common. This is common. Like the cutesy stuff is more like it's cute. It's like seeing a cute animal or a cute baby. Like you can't stop.
Exactly.
I'm glad someone else is laughing and not just me. But smut for Jesus. It's worth exploring.
Who would listen if I did this? Like, who would join? Because I will do this. I will make us merch, and we'll have like a month. We can pick a monthly smutty book. Oh my god! Let me think about this. I might do this.
Give it a think. No, like the reason
I have so many evangelicals coming after me.
The reason the evangelical word nerd, the other one. I was thinking
I could make like think about like the cute merch. What could we make?
Prayer hands?
Oh my god.
I'm not even going to continue that thought because I had a thought, but we'll keep it an inside thought. No, I was thinking about the video I saw recently. It was from a few years ago, but it was like resurfacing where the girl did when like you would sing a traumatic story just to make it funny. And it was when she was at a church camp and she started her period and she'd never used a tampon before. And her friend was like, here, just do it. And she's like, okay. So she put a tampon in it and went canoeing for 3 hours. And when she stood up, there was a pool of blood. So she went into the bathroom during lunch. She was there for the first prayer and the second prayer and the third prayer. And it took well over an hour before she realized that there was nothing there. And she put it up the wrong side and left the applicator in. So she was singing, she's like, tampons for Jesus.
That's not the first story I've heard of that happening.
It's not going to be the last.
No.
So, 3 hours left.
Nice.
Smut for Jesus, seconded. There we go. Yeah, honestly, if someone's reading smutty shit over my shoulder, good.
Here's the thing.
I
keep my text size, like the actual font size, between like 6 and 10, depending on how blind I am that day. And so I feel like people definitely reach over my shoulder.
Oh yeah,
and that's fine. But like, if if you are looking with your eyeballs, that's on you what you read, dude.
If you want to read some freaky nasty shit, then all right, I'll read slower so you can keep reading over my shoulder.
Just let me know when I turn the page.
Ryan Reynolds, do it.
That's what I'm saying. But she told me, she said, I don't remember what movie. We watched a movie with him in it. I don't even remember what movie it was. I think
Doesn't
it's
matter what movie it is. He's in it.
But-
It's great.
We watched something on Netflix that had him in it. And she was like, "That's Ryan Reynolds," and I was like, "It's not." But
That is not Blake Lively's husband.
Oh,
Sorry.
17% into Rise and Fall of Dodo. I did it right this time. Up reading on a school night. That's how it's
Pretty
done.
sure Rope is a teacher.
Really want to see where the book goes? Yes. The Bats in the Wall. I'm not
That's
saying I would burn the house
mildly concerning.
down.
A little
I'm not
bit.
saying I would burn the house down, but I'm not saying that.
Like, I mean, bats are cute and all, but they also can carry a few things from what I remember. So,
I respect the fuck out of this joke. This is it's bats. It's batshit crazy.
Yep. Yeah, I think insulation is probably the word you're looking for.
Yeah. It would drive me bats. Yes. Anna Jam is really good. Good to know.
Okay.
Icarus. Oh, I love a good retelling. Yeah, I don't like it either. That was awful. Have a wonderful sleep.
Good night.
That's Casey Dillai. That is the worst I've ever seen. And I hope I don't see that ever again. Honestly.
Yeah.
Draco, your hair is in my nose now, and it's so itchy. Absolutely. Go for it. The more the merrier. See, like, oh God. It's like this shit haunts you. I haven't worked there since January of 2020. And I still think about it. On the reg. Espresso. Okay. Oh, I saw, it's like, I think it's a husband and wife that react to music on TikTok. And they were listening to Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. And the one genuinely said, "That's that me, Espresso." And I'm like, it's in the song. It's right there. Espresso. And I'm like, it's in the title. You could look, there's no X. It hurts. It hurts. Yeah, Napoleon, like every time I say quesadilla, I'm doing it on purpose because of Napoleon Dynamite. A cultural moment, an icon.
Oh, and they're from Texas. They should know better.
I find it's like hit or miss. It's either you get like one extreme or the other.
Yeah.
Right?
If they're from Texas and they are intentionally mispronouncing Spanish words, they're doing it on purpose. That's a political statement.
Yes. Neva, no Terry Pratchett.
Great, because Terry Pratchett has never been on my radar. I mean, I've heard of Terry Pratchett, like, don't get me wrong, but like every time I look into, every time I'm like, wow, I could read this, and then I look into this person's books, I'm like,
yeah,
nothing about this appeals to me. So that's just another reason for me to never put him on my thing. Are you hot?
You say that, but if I plan on reading him, and I have a way of convincing people to read books if they're really good. So
don't do it.
Margaret influenced me on Terry Pratchett.
We'll see.
Yeah. No, that's so annoying.
I've had hour-long chapters that do not feel like they're an hour because you are on the edge of your seat the entire time. And I've had hour-long chapters where you're like, okay, I've had 20-minute chapters where you're like, good God, how long have I been reading this?
Here's the thing. Okay, I I can do a 30 to 40 minute chapter if,
Mhm.
like Margaret said, it just has you like gripped. Because I don't think. Let me just look at this book real quick. Excuse how big this book is. Yeah, even because I was looking at fucking around because I was like, I feel like some of these chapters are long, but most of them are relatively short. Like some of them are only like 2 pages.
Yeah.
This is the worst thing I've ever seen.
1 to 3 absolutely not. Nope.
Straight to jail.
That's
Hannah,
straight
are you okay?
trash for me. Absolutely not.
Right? You should know how to pronounce Spanish stuff if you are in a heavy Spanish speaking area.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the French, right? We are not in a very French area, and there are things here that are so butchered that like it's disgusting.
I'm about 7 hours north of Miami, and I still knew more about how to pronounce Spanish stuff than before I started taking Spanish than some people do. And it's just because I say that really condescendingly. I didn't mean it to be like, but it's just the environment we grow up in is we're used to that stuff. Because because we were conquered by the Spanish first, a lot of our names we have a lot of indigenous names, which are really like long and make people go, what the heck? But they're ours. They're quirky. We like them. And then we have a lot of Spanish names. And so you learn to pronounce that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Like there's a street here that I had never seen written out until my mid-20s. I thought it was completely different. I thought it was a different street when I saw it written. It's pronounced locally. It's pronounced Peary. So I was thinking that like there was a Y. It's Pierre. They're pronouncing it Peary. And I'm like,
what? Pronouncing what?
There's a street that's pronounced Peary, but it's written as Pierre. And I had a professor in university when I was taking Italian. I took an Italian class just for shits. And she said I pronounced it as Pierre. And she's like, oh, you're not from around here, are you? I was like, no, I was born and raised in this fucking dumbass city. And I'm just not an idiot. Like,
that's hilarious.
I just know how to say things, that's all.
I genuinely thought it was a different street like that people were talking about when I saw it written down, because I was like, there's no way. There's no fucking way. Like there's some in Detroit that are just awful. Every time we go across the border, there's one, Beaubien, pronounced Beaubien, Beauxbien, Beaubien. And I was like, no, somebody needs to go smack your mother, because like you were raised wrong. Okay.
I feel like that's on the US there. I think that's on Michigan.
Detroit's a different breed. I love it, but damn.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm Demi, but I absolutely have to have romance in my books for me to truly get attached to them.
Interesting.
Margaret just doesn't necessarily want the open door aspect of romance.
Sometimes the open door aspect is fun.
Like
especially when they're cute and I'm invested in the couple. Like I'm here for it. But it's not always.
On
the last line here.
Yeah. I'm also on the autistic spectrum, but my therapist says that the reason that I'm okay with reading smut, which clearly I read a lot, is actually because a lot of smut is like problematic. Like, like it deals with problematic things, right? And so it helps me to process my trauma. I read a lot of the dark romance and stuff that I read like has like really traumatic things in it that I've like dealt with like in life. And so she says that it's probably actually healthy for me to read it because it makes me talk to her about my trauma.
So that sticker is more true than people would know. Where smut is your therapy.
Yeah, because it makes me actually speak to my therapist, because she'll be like, well, what have you read this week? That's how our therapy sessions start. She asks me what I've read, and then I'll tell her like, oh, I read blah, blah, blah. And obviously I haven't been reading smut since June started because we've been doing this, and she'll be like, do you have anything you want to talk about? And I'll be like, nope. But if I read smut, then she gets like a whole hour session where I just like.
How do you feel about shadow daddies? Have you heard that term before?
Yeah, I use that term. Oh, like ask
No.
her. I should be like, well, actually, this is like the smuttiest book. I haven't even gotten any smut. Like I just assume that there's smut in it, and like this will be the smuttiest book I've read since the month started.
Yeah.
So even if
there's some smut in role playing, like the perfect amount for that book. Like you're so ready for it by the time they get there.
That's the best kind of slow burn though.
Yes.
Like I hate a slow burn where it's like slow burning and then it's just like
yeah,
terrible.
Guys,
thing.
First of all, I'm circling it again. Like anybody can fucking see what I'm doing here. English, nobody knows how to speak English. Let's just be honest. This is it. Priest is the first book of the Smut for Jesus Club.
Listen,
what have I signed up for?
We can do it. We can do it. Have you read it, Margaret?
I have not. No.
Listen, I've read it, and I listen. I will even be the person who listens. I will listen to the entire thing. Like I'll reread it, and I'll listen to the entire thing on audio. Because when I read it the first time, I only read, I think, like 3 or 4 chapters through audio. All the rest of it was like physically on my, well, not physically, but it was on my Kindle. I'll do it. But also, I agree. Like, it has to be like a, oh, you know what we could do after Priest that would fit this theme? Crossed by Emily Mack.
No.
Okay, that's happening. Okay.
This is the Hunchback of Notre Dame, like, reimagining. Oh my god, this could be great. We're doing this. I don't care. I mean, if she doesn't want to do it, she doesn't have to, but I'm doing this. I'm gonna make us merch and everything.
Literary gold. That's what we did here. Sam, as a Greek, I feel the pain.
Yeah.
It's bad. People trying to pronounce my family's names. Trauma. Trauma from that. If I ever hear the word gyro again in my life, it'll be too soon. Like, but honestly, like objectively though, the Jimmy Fallon song, the is it gyro, is it gyro, like fucking hilarious. That song is so good. Yeah. Terry Pratchett. I probably will read Terry Pratchett one day, but like it's good to know that chapter.
From what I understand, he is very much in the vein of like a lot of fantasy that I like, where he's kind of whimsical and off the cuff and like tongue in cheek, which I love a good tongue in cheek fantasy that's making fun of things, and he's very political in his stuff. Like there's kind of like always something under like an undercurrent that you can.
Yeah.
Like he's pulling a Star Trek.
We love it. Margaret,
yeah.
you Florida twin.
Yeah, I have 2, it looks like.
Yeah. Okay, no, like, see this word on the screen. Piri. And
that's not how you pronounce that. That's Pierre.
Like, it's dumb. It's just straight up goofy, is what it is.
Nice.
A lot of Floridians. Floridites. You're Floridites now. I've decided. That's
okay. But I like Floridites better than Floridians. So
it's fun.
I live in the Tampa Bay area, so I don't know where that is in relation to everybody, but that's the area I live in.
Universal.
I-4 is Florida's highway from hell.
Good to know.
It's a parking lot for certain parts. It's part of why Tampa traffic is the worst traffic we have.
Highways suck. Yes. Okay, so we're coming to your house for our Smut for Jesus meetings. Yes. I will make the trek to wherever it is. Jesus needs to find you. Bring a smutty book along with him. Oh. favorite personification of death. Sold. I'm going to read a Terry Pratchett book. There we go. That's how we know directions. Whatever your highway exit is. See?
Yeah.
Peary. Fucking dumb.
Period.
Nice.
Yes. Sold. Like it's
you've got to understand that like a lot of these things were named by other countries, and then they had Americans come in as we expanded westward, and a lot of people didn't have the education to know how to pronounce the things, so they just did the best they could.
And then it just becomes a local culture. But like French is our official second language. Do better. But you know what? Most people think that we are American where I'm at because we are south of Detroit. We're in like the southernmost part of Canada that is very close to America. So I'm not surprised. But like do better. Yeah. Tazakai. That's
that. There's no second A. There's two I's there. How do you?
It hurts. It hurts. Truly. Two funeral homes?
Funeral homes and two churches.
I read it as funeral right away, and then I was like, I don't think that's what it says, but that's all I can see.
Do you live across the street from a cemetery? Like, I'm looking at the profile picture, and I am, you know what? That kind of tracks that you would live across the street from two funeral homes and two churches and probably the cemetery. Maybe that's why there's bats. Maybe you live in the cemetery, and that's why there's bats.
Maybe.
You're a vampire.
A ghoul? No cemetery.
Well, that's just... Yeah, no, it...
Yeah, like it's... You are not saying what you think you're saying.
Physically pains me that, like, we pronounce Louis as Lewis. I'm like, Lewis is Lewis.
Yeah.
Right. That's Lewis. That is Louis. There were like 16 of them.
My favorite thing is how people, I don't even know how to pronounce it like the local proper way. Louisville. Louisville? Like,
Louisville. I believe it's Louisville.
Say it.
I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me, but I do believe it's Louisville.
I've heard people like it's like in the back of your throat. It's like a
that I can live with that because at least they've got the Louis in there somewhere.
I've got so much cat hair on my face right now. I cannot fucking function.
Oh my god.
Anyways, we did not do another fucking sprint.
We did not. We talked too much.
I know what I'm doing here. But I need to go to bed.
I found that like you just gotta click through a lot of them and just be like, I can't stop and comment on every single one, but I can be like, oh, that's cool, that's nice, cool.
And the problem here is ADHD because you get me on a tangent. And
we love a tangent.
15 topics.
We're also doing late night sprints. Like we've had 9 hours of super like focused sprints between me and Shay. So
yeah, we get into here and we're in a late night chatty.
Late night sprints are always the most chaotic, I feel.
Just ridiculous. Good night, Jamie.
Good night. I'm gonna be tapping out here in a hot second. Kurt took the bread out of the oven, and I can smell it. It smells delicious.
Go eat. I'm hungry. God, it's too late for me to eat, but I'm starving now.
It's almost midnight, but I am fully about to go make a plate with bread and Kalamata olives and cucumber and just stuff my fucking face in bed while we watch Parks and Rec.
That's such a good show.
My alarm's gonna go off at 5:30, but I'm fucking doing it.
I can eat. I just have to stay up for an hour before I go to bed. It'll be fine. I have videos to edit anyways.
Do it. I support it. Let's see here.
Of this book.
Tomorrow is Thursday.
Tomorrow is Thursday. Brittany has sprints at noon. Let me see if there's anybody earlier than Brittany.
I think it's Brittany at noon.
Yeah, it's Brittany at noon and then you at 9.
And then me at 9 for some more. Who knows what the fuck's gonna happen? If we're gonna sprint, if we're gonna just chit chat, if we're gonna just.
I mean, maybe tomorrow night Brianna will not have a headache and will be able to keep us on track.
Yes, we need mom.
Mom, where are you?
Mom, we're bored.
Are we there yet?
I'll definitely be in the comments with you tomorrow, but I have my normal Thursday sprint, so unless I know there's like a way you can do like 2 at once, but like I don't know if we talk a lot.
I didn't know that was a thing.
So you can, but the 2 streams have to sync up. So like basically like I could be on your stream and the other stream because like I run that on my channel and Nicole's channel. But our like chatty bits would have to be
during the sprints.
Right.
That seems like a lot of work.
Right. And like I know it's possible to do it because we did it one night. Nicole and I did. Because we had told I think it was Brittany that we would be on sprints with her, and we realized that like this thing that was going on where it was like a group of us, they were gonna basically run over each other. So we just made sure that our chatty bit ended before the sprint on the other stream.
Like that's logistically too much fucking work. And I will be 100% offended if you don't put in that work for me. Okay. I might actually come find you and smack you.
I'll like actually definitely be in the comments though. I'll be like, hello, friends.
Yes. You know what?
You're welcome.
You're a real one.
Your Wednesday night entertainment.
Yes. Hump date. Here we are.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will mispronounce that for sure because I would call it Lafayette.
No, it's Lafayette.
I would not call it Lafayette.
The way that it's
my dead body.
Lafayette.
I'm sorry, what? Nevo?
Hold on. So is it supposed to be said Lafayette?
No.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. Because like the way that he has it like phonetically spelled out, it looks like Lafayette.
Yes, I thought you were saying the actual way it's spelled, like that's how you pronounce
it. No, it's Lafayette.
Yeah.
And
that's probably still
that would have been the end of our partnership. Right.
I'm not because I don't know words well, but I know them well enough for that. No.
Yeah, that
I would honestly I would piss on myself if I pronounced it like that.
Listen, it's still not conquistador.
Stop.
It definitely isn't.
Stop.
Like you also
it's also not quesadilla. So.
No, it's not.
The dang quesadilla. Like genuinely, I say quesadilla and tortilla at least a couple times a month just to piss off my husband. And one of my most used gifts is whatever the fuck his name from the movie doing is yes. Like that's it was funny. A cultural iconic moment. And you cannot not quote that movie.
I wasn't even allowed to watch that movie, and I still knew enough about it to quote it.
See?
Right.
I can't remember my heels tonight. Okay.
I have that VHS downstairs.
Me too.
I think it was the first VHS we owned. Or that my brother and I owned.
I don't know about VHS, but I distinctly remember December, like Christmas of the year 2000, we got our very first DVD. And it was The Grinch. Or 2001, I think it would have been. It was The Grinch. And my mom didn't realize that the plastic coating that's like part of the DVD case wasn't like a wrapper. So she ripped it. And we had tape on the back of it. We still have the same one. That was our intro to DVDs. Welcome to the future.
Our first DVD was The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. extended edition because I bullied my entire family into getting that. I bullied my entire family into getting a DVD player.
On brand. I support it.
We still have the Grecian VHS.
Beauty and the Beast. Honestly, like
Sacre bleu.
Did we ever watch that one in school? No, we watched Franklin in French.
Mm-hmm.
We watched that at least once a week. Like the French version in grade 2, I think is when we were doing that. That was back before the curriculum changed. We learned French starting in JK.
Mm-hmm.
We have
I
kindergartens.
started learning Spanish in kindergarten because my kindergarten class would go with my best friend's kindergarten class because they were adjacent. And my best friend's kindergarten class, the teacher was the one that taught the Spanish.
Mm. Yeah,
So.
we started learning in JK, and then they changed the curriculum to like starting in grade 4, and then they were trying to change it to starting in grade 7, and that's just garbage.
That the thing is that the sooner you start learning multiple languages, the more used to it your brain gets. Like smaller kids it's easier for them.
Like a sponge. I took when I was doing my my double major with English and German, I was taking, or no, it was in psych. I took linguistics as electives.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just that kind of nerd.
It's a good course to take.
There were 6 of them, I think, and I would have had a minor, but then I switched to, and it went towards my German degree. But there was a whole class that was just theories of second language acquisition, and like the core of it was the earlier the better. And it's very difficult to reach full fluency if you start after puberty because your brain starts changing so much.
There are, I think it's like 1% of the population that's able to continue on, and the sooner you get your brain used to it, because I know I started Spanish in like when I was like 16 or 17, but like they talked about like the fact that like the younger you are, the more adept your brain is at learning languages. It doesn't mean it's impossible.
Exactly, it's more difficult, and you
most of us don't have the immersion we would need to become fully fluent.
Yeah, that's a big game changer, like the full immersion into it. But it's harder to sound like a native speaker if you start later. So like I'm thinking this, like they're trying to change this curriculum, but who had any say in this? Like somebody who knows anything about second language acquisition.
Yeah.
And like I grew up with Greek and Macedonian being spoken at home. And like I never learned Macedonian like to speak it, but I can understand quite a bit of it. And like the same with Greek, like I can speak Greek like conversationally.
Yeah.
But like because that was like the first language. But it would have been so much harder starting now, especially with a different the whole different
I can still understand. I can't speak it anymore, but I can still understand most Spanish, and I can read it.
Like I have to relearn French now because my kids are starting French school. Like my oldest starts in September, so we're like I've been doing Duolingo again, like on my own, and then they start the school board. Like they have classes that parents can take. But if I was starting from scratch right now, it'd be awful. I have like 10 years of French under my belt now.
Yeah.
School. But like it would be so much harder. So much harder.
Lumiere. Oh my god, that's Lumiere.
Lumiere is gonna be singing Be Our Guest. No. Luminary. Aluminum.
Lumiere.
Just aluminum. Go for it.
Aluminium.
Oh my, we watch Dora every fucking day. Yes. I have many of these where like it does nothing for my life, but it was so embarrassing for another person that burned itself into my brain. Anyways, I need to go to bed.
Yeah, same.
I need to eat something too.
Yes.
And it's midnight, so shit. Welcome to June 6th.
Welcome to when the actual day that the live show I linked is going to actually happen.
Yes, that one will happen later.
In more hours than I want to do math.
I can't do that kind of math. Fuck.
17 hours.
No, thank you.
No,
All right.
21 hours. Sorry.
Thank you for being here with me. I'm gonna. Oh, I didn't change the description to add you to it. I will do that after. I will see everybody when I see you. We'll see you when I'm looking at it. That's what my husband says. So
yeah.
Have a wonderful day or night or whatever, and I hope you all get at least a little bit of uninterrupted reading time. Goodbye.
Bye.